welcome to Saga Roll. I'm Toasty, one of our resident storytellers and occasional table gremlins. We are a group of friendly, like minded individuals which enjoy sharing our interests with you, our audience. Be advised, however, that our content can tend to cover mature situations, strong language, and possible distressing scenarios. With that in mind, welcome to our table. Slowly filing in between an hour to 2 hours after the start of the evening. Jules, you're the first to arrive, seeing Hank and Frank kind of relaxing here, probably in casual conversation.
So Hank will jump up, offer you a chair, kind of make a rudimentary attempt at brushing it down so it's a bit cleaner. Um, the place is a bit run down. It's kind of like a dumping ground, garagey area that Hank always sleeps in. Um, so he will make an effort to make it look a bit cleaner and a bit tidier and offer you a seat.
Ah, thank you.
Frank would just grunt and nod at you and then carry on with what he was doing.
Good to see you again, Hank.
Yeah, no worries. How'd you go? You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Just getting back into the swing of things with the household and all. How about with y'all?
Yeah, we've been alright. We went out and brutally murdered someone last night. And back in
Good
back
time.
into yeah, good time. So
It's all right.
I know Frank is just hammering the shit out of anything he can find, and himself occasionally.
Well, I met with my husband and told him about everyone. So
Okay.
yeah, I think you've seen him before, Romero. So yeah, I want to make sure that y'all meet him and then have us start working together. I think he would be invaluable.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
Uh,
I'm
I think
hoping the
you
others
would
rock up at
recognize
some
the
point.
name.
Would I recognise the name? Yeah.
You
So
would recognize the name.
right, okay, that would be amazing. Yeah. I'm hoping the others rock up. I don't know where the doc is. I haven't seen him. Or shit dog. I don't know where he is either. So,
Maybe
but
he's.
I'm hoping they rock up at some point.
I'm sure he's not running from the dog catcher or something like that.
I'm going to shit in the corner of your room.
It wouldn't make a lot of difference to dump anyway, so it's just fine.
As he said that in character, he just shows up. I'm a shit in the corner of her.
Yeah.
I won't
Cool.
lie. Peter is the next to show
Yeah.
up with how everything has shaken out for the morning.
Where'd you keep your shoes?
Peter, you walk
on,
into this
on my
conversation.
feet.
Yeah. What's happening?
Oh, just catching up with the previous night's business.
But there's no Elysium tonight, by the way, guys. We're gonna have to lay low for a night and get presented the next night. Apparently, there's something going on with the Nosferatu and the Toreador. I'll let the doc get here and I'll tell you what I know.
Okay. Bummer. I was hoping to not have to lay low.
Yeah.
Roughly 30 minutes pass before Dr. Isaacs shows up. Dr. Isaacs, are you calm and collected? How do
No.
you enter the garage? I would like to point out the white van is parked blocking the alleyway just outside the garage.
Is this? Do you have like an open face garage, or is it like a garage door garage?
Garage door garage. It's like it's a ramshackle building in poor shape, but it is a garage door garage.
Is the door open?
Yeah, why not?
Slam van door. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Scan area. Frank.
Yeah.
I need you now.
What?
Just come with me.
Oh, he doesn't swear. He stomps angrily, still with his hammer in his hand.
Doc?
One minute. Give us like 5 minutes.
You might want to lay low tonight, that's all I'm going to say. Your call, though.
What do you want?
The boss.
1 minute.
What do you want?
I'm gonna.
Have you broken your van?
Take you to the side door that's facing the alley. Open it. Point. I need help. with that.
Jesus Christ!
There is a lump roughly the height of Dr. Isaac, slightly shorter, very similar wiry build, wrapped up in sheets, with a tuft of very grimy blonde hair sticking out the top.
I'll pull.
The smell is atrocious, by the
I'll
way.
pull the corner of it up and have a look.
He doesn't look absolutely mangled. He looks like somebody who enjoyed the kiss, essentially. But he's completely drained of blood. The wound is still apparent on the neck. His eyes are glazed over. He's been gone for a little bit, you can tell, but the smell is just from his poor hygiene in general.
Okay. So Frank will pull the corner of the thing up and look at the body and pause for 3, 4, 5 seconds, and then he'll pull it back over the body. He'll turn to Doc and say, "How long has this been here for?"
About 20 minutes for
20
you
minutes?
to get here.
All right. What? Did anyone see it? Did anyone see you do it?
I don't think so.
Cool. Hank, we're going on a field trip.
Alright. Are we all going?
May as well.
Probably best, yeah. Okay. And Frank will come out, have a look.
Oh, a field trip?
Jesus, don't bring it back here, man.
One second. Let's do this logically.
Wait a bit.
Jules,
Yeah.
can you take the dock a sec? Make sure he's alright.
Sure. Come with me, Doc.
Okay.
Let's get you a drink. And she'll
Boys,
take
we've
him
got
back
something we need.
to the...
Boys, we've got something we need to get rid of.
And quickly.
Yeah.
And discreetly, yeah.
I suggest we head down the docks, we break it up, and we lose it in the river. Tie some rocks to it, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan, yeah.
Let's move quick on this, yeah?
Yeah. On that.
Jinx.
Let's get everyone together. Doc's obviously jittery, we need to make sure he's alright.
Okay.
2 vehicles? You got another has anyone got another vehicle here?
No. Where's the red van?
Big Red is at the fairgrounds.
I
Couple
can go
blocks
get
away.
it. I can go get it, but it'd be easier if we can just move this real quick. Let's how about you two boys come with me, we'll drive the van to the docks. Let Jules know to follow us.
Yeah, Jules, have you got transport? Can you arrange?
Jules took the dock inside, so yeah.
You turn around, outlines. Missing individuals.
Okay, yeah. Let's shut the door.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To the van. Yeah. Shut the van door. Lock the van up. Go back and find Jules and the doc, and then we'll head off and try to dispose his body.
Alright, and that's exactly what we're going to pick up on for our next episode.
Okay. Chapter's down.
Okay. Sorry, chapter.
Yeah, it's cool.
Thank you.
I guess Jules is on the inside, just looking at the dog. So you okay?
Uh,
Yeah.
as
I'm fine.
as you step inside, it is a little bit difficult to hear one another. You have to lean in kind of close to speak at normal to slightly higher than normal tones to be heard. You do step in behind the dividing or privacy wall for the stairwell to your immediate right, and then bar, behind the counter for the bar and the bartenders are immediately to your left. You're somewhat blocked from view of most of the room, but anyone who's close to the entrance could potentially see you.
Show me your hands. Put them up. She'll take a look at them. Are they shaking or anything?
Not like trembling. He's just
Yeah, he's
a bit
shaken.
going.
Hey, it's okay. Look, you know, these things happen. I mean, I didn't think that you would be doing this, but hey, you know, it's good that you're branching out, I guess. What happened?
Well, I woke up and I was really hungry. And then this guy at the stoplight just wouldn't fucking go. And so then I got there and I was really hungry. And so I just had to find someone, and I was gonna strike up a conversation, just have him get in the van, take a little nibble.
And you wouldn't get in the
And
van?
then no, he got in the van. He just, just
Stunk?
it just happened.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as you're okay. I mean, after all, you're the big boss and all.
Yeah.
What was that, storyteller?
I hit my elbow and I
Oh.
said, ow. My bad.
I thought someone overheard was like, oh, big boss. So, ooh.
Nope, just hit my elbow.
Okay.
We're good.
Does Jules, like, see them coming back in?
No,
Oh.
do you kind of open the door to try and see into the garage area?
Sure.
Taking a peek outside, you can see that they are currently figuring out, looking one into the van. They've shut the van door and they're kind of discussing among themselves. And that's about the time that they turn around to look for you and Dr. Isaacs and notice that you're no longer there.
It looks like they need us.
Okay.
Oh, come on, you know. We might have to change your nickname here soon.
Let's hope not.
From Doc to Killer.
It's not your specialties.
Okay. Well, come on. And then she'll head back out. So, what's the plan?
Do you have access to another car?
Yeah, I drove here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Frank and myself and Shit Dog are going to go in the van.
Okay.
Come on.
If you and the doc can follow, we're going to take this to the docks, weigh it down with rocks, and just get rid. But let's all stay together in case anything happens.
Hey, yeah, that's a good plan. I'll drive. Here, Doc, come with me. You can go in the car.
Okay. Now toss the keys to whoever's looking at me.
Do you want to
Yeah,
drive my car?
I was gonna punch out the steering column and hotwire it personally, but okay, that's cool. Keys will also work.
Don't touch the vials.
Yeah, the vials are the thing we need to worry about right now, Doc.
Well,
Yeah.
you know.
The valves? What are
I'm
you?
going to jump in the driver's seat unless anyone's massively protesting.
No.
Okay.
Dr. Isaacs, please describe the vials and the driver and passenger seat arrangement of your van.
The driver and passenger seat are just the standard van layout, bucket seats essentially, with the empty console, so you can kind of shimmy your legs to the side and get into the back. In the back is set up a bit more like like an old school ambulance. There's a few plastic boxes with vials and tape written on them.
Toasty, before I get, I'm going to get into the back of the van, but before I get into the back of the van, I want to go back into the garage and see if I can grab a roll of duct tape and stroke or maybe some wire.
Things
Doesn't
you're
matter
easily
what
able
sort.
to find.
Okay.
You're easily able to find those. Although the roll of duct tape is 3/4 of a duct tape roll.
That's
It's
fine.
been partially used, and the wire, they are bits and pieces.
Okay.
So it may be a little bit difficult, but you're able to find some wire.
I want to do this quickly, so I'm just going to grab whatever I've got to hand. I'm not going to go searching for it. I'm just going to grab whatever I've got, and I'm going to get into the back of the ambulance, and I'm going to set to work wrapping this body up super tight in the sheet, taping and using wire as much as I can. I'll also search the back of the ambulance while we're traveling.
Right.
Search for the ambulance for anything else tape-wise that I can use to tape it up. If there's rope or string or anything like that, I want to make this a really nice tight package.
There's medical gauze.
Is there a? Can you speak to the driver from the back?
Yes, easily.
Hank, if you want to head to the docks, but head to somewhere kind of on the more abandoned side, somewhere where we ain't going to be overseen.
Yeah, sure.
So I want to point out that most of you have been doing your business in the south to southwest portion. So you would either want to head east to offset it or much further southwest.
Go east, I think. Let's get as far away from where we've been. You think?
Hang on, I'm struggling a little bit. Let me just zoom out my map a little bit. So, can you ping on the map where we're looking at?
So you've been mostly around. Let me zoom in to get the name for you. Bienville Wharf.
Yeah.
And Toulouse. Because here's the Clay and North Front and Crossman. This is roughly where that club was, and your incident there. So you would want to head probably to Yulia.
Okay. That works actually. Yeah, it gets as far away from the 500 club as well, doesn't it?
Yes, it gets you very far away from there. Yeah. There's also the Mandeville Wharf and Esplanade over here.
On the east side, yeah?
Yeah, on the east side.
Yeah. I think we stay west. What do we know about that area of Wharf? Is it still free vend, not claimed by anyone?
You're not sure if it's claimed or not, but it's still water adjacent, so you would imagine that the same thing applies.
Okay. I will take a slow, steady drive towards Julia Street Wharf.
Okay. Frank, from you, I need a craft dexterity DC 3. Technically not metalwork. There's wire involved, but technically not metalwork.
This is to package your body up?
Yes.
Can I add a caveat? While I'm packaging the body up, I want to build pockets into the thing that are external
where you
to the
can tuck
body.
weighted objects.
Exactly, yeah. And I will rouse blood.
Okay. We'll put it as DC 4 in that case.
DC 4?
Yeah,
why is it going in difficulty for rousing the blood?
You're making it more difficult by trying to.
Oh, I see. Because I've made it more complicated. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
You're including the pockets, whereas
that's fine.
Yeah.
I get 4.
And you meet it.
And I need to make a rouse check as well.
Yes, please.
And I succeed.
You do not grow hungrier. However, you are a machine. This is not necessarily a situation you thought you would ever find yourself within, but you have adapted and improvised quite well to overcome the current situation. By the time that you reach the wharf that Hank is headed towards, the body is well contained. You are confident that it's going to take quite some time for any of this trappings wise to break apart. The environment will probably be what does it, not necessarily your work. You're able to include pockets here and there for weighted items to be tucked in. If you're going to be able to find anything that fits these, you're not entirely certain, but they are there in case you can. Like maybe you could break up a couple cinder blocks, or you can find some rocks laying about here and there. What I can tell you about what you've experienced with the wharfs here is it's not necessarily a slow lead down to the waterfront. It's kind of a drop off. It's almost like a sheer facing portion of land, and then you have the built out wharf area.
That's no problem.
Okay. So you would have to be scrounging from the rail tracks, which do these crosshatched dotted lines are railway tracks.
I mean, we could pull up a couple of railroad sleepers, weigh them down with that.
Do I have any wire left? Or is it all used?
I would say, given how well you did on your roll, you do have some wire left.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Okay. Frank's very quiet while he's working. He's like, his entire concentration is on what he's doing. He's not saying anything. He's not even mumbling while he's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So Hank's going to get us down to the docks, down to Julia Street Wharf, and then he's going to pull up alongside the railway tracks, looking for a sort of darker space, a more deserted area, one devoid of sort of human traffic, looking for somewhere sort of inconspicuous to pull up, where Frank and I can jump out and maybe grab some heavy objects.
Pete, when we stop, you do me a favour. You do a perimeter. Just make sure there's no one about, eh?
I'll do that.
Okay, let's go. Can we see Jules behind us in a shiny black and green car?
Sure can. She's keeping up with you.
Oh yeah, that is a head turner of a car.
It's
Jules,
a
would you like to describe it?
It's a 1964 Chevrolet Impala. Black trim, like black solid color with the green hunter green like trim in the seats as well. So it's
lovely and inconspicuous. It's just what we need for a night when we're dropping off a body.
Yeah, complete with the green fuzzy dice in the real mirror.
I love it. I love it. Following the totally not conspicuous white van with not just no windows, but specifically probably curtained windows.
No, that's fine. That's actually perfect. That's perfect for contingency plans. That's good.
This is a chef's kiss moment. I love it. Traffic once you get out of the quarter is not terrible. You do kind of not necessarily lose sight of one another, but you get a couple of lights between each other. You're able to maintain pace, and Jules is able to see enough of you ahead where you turn that she's able to follow without problem. It even makes it look a little more inconspicuous at the time. Jules, you get a couple of like, "Woo, nice car!" like very drunk call outs as you head through past a few of these bars and dancing centers, as we will call them.
She'll ignore them, or sometimes she'll just like smile and nod her head, or wave. Thanks. My husband picked it out for me.
Oh, did you get some like boos in response when you say my husband picked it out for me? Just specifically the moment they hear husband.
Yeah, because they're getting their hopes up, and then she's just dashing them.
Yes.
I wonder how many of them think that her husband is Dr. Isaacs because he's in the passenger seat.
Dr. Isaacs, how are you doing currently with this entire thing going on?
It's probably calmed down a bit. Kind of just almost like a little bit of deadpan at this point.
Want to listen to some music?
Shrugs.
She'll turn on the radio. I don't know what. She'll just find the station that's playing something. Probably Elvis.
I believe I have just the song. It's a little bit further on. You actually end up channel hopping a bit until you settle on one. It's suspiciously upbeat for the current scenario, but you could take your mind off of it. If nothing else, it's nice to kind of tap along to it as you're driving. How loud do you turn it up?
Sure, turn it up a little bit. That way it's kind of it's not blaring, but it's loud enough. She's probably used to like driving at night and not trying to alert the police for people complaining about noise or music, even if it is Bourbon Street or near Bourbon
You would
Street.
not get those here.
Oh, what song is it?
I Get Around by the Beach Boys.
Okay. She'll start singing along with it.
Perfect.
And then, like, looking at him, come on, Doc, sing along. It'll help. It'll ease your nerves. Come on.
Just like this straight stare.
She's like singing. I'm not gonna sing it because of copyright, but she's bobbing her head, acting a fool.
It is quite a catchy tune, Dr. Isaacs, and unfortunately, maybe a little ironic right now. And you see other people outside that are waiting in lines, like they start dancing as you go by, and then as you're fading into the distance, you can tell that they just kind of slump back into line, like, this is taking forever. Inside of Dr. Isaac's van, Peter, what are you currently doing?
Are we still in transit?
You are nearly at the end of transit. You're getting ready to pull to a stop, and you can tell that.
Are we can we be seen where we are?
Where you are is a open area, but it's not particularly well lit, and most of the business and activity for the evening time is actually further back behind you. I'm going to make another dot on the map for you. You've kind of made your way down to here. You're not quite at the wharf. I imagine you're going to stop a little bit back if you see where I made the dot over here.
Okay,
Julia Wharf.
Yeah, before the van comes to a stop, I guess we'll open the door and sort of slip out and do
Hang on, Pete. Before we go, one more thing. If there's people about, you go and tell Jules to take her obnoxious car and go and drive somewhere near them people, crank the volume, and have a lover's tiff and make up with the doc, really obvious like, attract a lot of people's attention away from what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
If there's no one, don't worry about it.
Yeah. So I have the door open and hop out and do a cursory search. Well, not even a cursory search, a reasonable search of the area. See if there's anyone around.
Area
With
trace
awareness
research.
for you, please.
Quits.
Difficulty 2.
Hank, when we get near the waterline, I'm going to go. I'm going to take the body with me. When I come back, I'm going to be wet. What's the... do you know what the flow's like in this river?
Do I have any idea, Toasty, about the river flow?
Not particularly.
No.
All right,
People don't go into the river.
I'll figure it out.
Well, look, it's a sheer drop off the wall.
I know.
Why don't we just get alongside, open the door, and roll the body out?
Because it's going to be too... If he gets tangled on the side, right, maybe it's only a little bit under the water, it's going to be obvious. He needs to get out. He needs to get out in the flow, because if this stuff starts to unravel, right, I want the tide to take it away. So we need to take it out, so I'm going in.
Well, why don't we stand either side of it and chuck it in, and between us, we should be able to throw it quite a distance.
I mean, we can do that if you think that's better. I just think if we can do this nice and quick, we can open the side, you can drive past, I can leap out, straight in the water.
Turn around and come back, and then you get out of the water.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do.
I think it's not ideal, but I think it's probably the most practical way of dealing with this quickly.
Okay, let's do it.
Gonna need another shirt.
Mm-hmm. All right. Peter, as you are doing your thorough look about for the area, you notice that this is not a particularly popular area for anyone looking for nightlife activity. This is much more businesses, docking, shipping, items of that nature over here. And the majority of them are closed at this hour. Anybody who is stumbling around probably has an apartment or somewhere that they're staying nearby here. If not, they are exceptionally lost. You don't notice too many people coming and going, let alone on the stretch of road where you currently are.
So we're good for observers.
Yes, you would say so. Presently, you're good for observers.
Cool. I was gonna just keep a general eye out. I'll turn me eyes of the beast on and just have be a lookout.
Okay. Jules and Dr. Isaacs kind of roll up near you. The van is further down and around the corner near the wharf at this point, just so you know, Jules.
Yeah.
But you
Don't go that way.
Yeah, you see Peter hanging out.
She'll
Don't go that way.
she'll like
Thanks.
yeah, she'll stop and pull up beside Peter and like, you know, part.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, don't go down that way.
Okay, we can stay here. You want to hop in?
No, you're right. If there's anyone about, kind of distract him.
Oh, okay.
But I can't see anyone.
She'll look around as well. She doesn't have eyes of the beast, so she'll just like, okay. So basically just sit here and listen to radio?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Probably not right here. Maybe a little bit away from where we are, but not too far away.
I mean, you could go up water.
Yeah. I'll go up water here and then just drive around the block or so.
Most inconspicuous people ever.
And then she'll put on her blinker and then turn and start going around the block a couple of times to see if she sees anybody.
your music cycles through the current billboard hits as you go. This is the station that you've landed on for the evening. Dr. Isaacs, your eyes just kind of trail watching Peter as you turn the corner and take off with Jules. You don't notice too many people around. You do know this is roughly the area where you kind of found him. A bit further on. Peter, do you
Hello.
continue to stand guard where you are, or do you go join the others?
Just sort of generally floating. I'm not going to get too close. I'm just going to keep an eye on stuff in case anyone happens to wander by. Then I may have to intercept them and do something about it.
Then we have another body to get rid of.
I will say this. Please give me another wits awareness at 2 again, as you're patrolling. Making your rounds, you notice that there are a few homeless individuals nearby, but they've kind of tucked into themselves. They're not cognizant of the area around them. You can tell that they're either inebriated or on something at the present time. They barely even register you as you walk by. There's about
Cool.
3 of them, and they're all more or less leaning on one another. They're seated on the ground between 2 buildings, back against one of the walls, all leaning on one another. And they don't seem to be doing anything other than keeping to themselves right now. And this is where he creates the network of ghouls. Frank, Hank, it's business time.
Right. I need to find something heavy to put in this thing before we do anything. So if you just slow down, I'll jump out and I'll collect some bits, and then jump back in again. Load it up, and then we'll roll down somewhere. Is the road close to the river itself, or is there a distance between the road and the river?
There's a distance between.
Okay. So I'll get if Hank slows down, I'll open the side door, drop out, and I'll kind of trot along the road looking for things like cinder blocks and like heavy things that will go into the pockets that I've already created.
So this is a rough aerial image of Julia Wharf. So what you've done is you found the street front, and it drops basically directly into the water.
Where am I looking at, Toasty?
This is in general chat for Dark Shoals.
Oh, I hasn't scrolled down. Rubbish. Okay, cool. Yeah. So if we're driving along the road, is there anywhere that I'm going to have a straight run so I can just open the side of the truck and just run towards the river?
I mean, yes, you can.
Cool.
But it's literally like right there.
Yeah. That's what I want. Once I've got the heavy stuff all in place, I'll just say, Hank, give me a shout when it looks like a good spot, and I'll do it. I'll meet up with you afterwards. Worst case scenario, I'll walk back. It's no biggie. So I'll just wait for him to give me the nod.
Make sure there's nothing coming, there's no cars about, there's no people about, and I'll slow down, give them the nod.
Even if they are, they're parked and empty. Because they're inside pulling a night shift.
Will oink the body over my shoulder. slide the door open. I'll grip hold of the side the side of the door, and I will kind of throw myself out. I want to get up to speed as quickly as possible and head directly towards the river and leap as far as I can into it.
It's never a dull moment. Are you adding anything to this leap?
Yeah, when I say as far as I can, I mean as far as I can. Like with take advantage of. I have prowess. I imagine I can maybe use prowess to add to my potence to the thing if strength is required.
Yes.
I will rouse if that's also required.
Give me strength athletics. Depending on how many successes you have, is how far you will go.
Cool. I'm going to rouse the blood.
Okay.
And I get hungrier. Oh, we're going to have words, Doc. So strength athletics.
Mm-hmm.
So if I rouse the blood, that's +1, and with my
Right.
prowess, I can have my potence, right? Question mark.
I believe it's half your potence rounded down.
Okay, so it's another additional one. So that'll be +2. I'm just going to roll it. You tell me how that goes. Four successes at 2, but then obviously whatever the difficulty is.
Are you happy with that?
No, I want to get as deep as possible. I'll willpower roll.
Okay.
3 of those.
Mm-hmm.
So another 2.
Okay,
So 6 in total.
Hank, you give Frank the signal, and he throws open the side door. You've actually stopped in one of the little car park areas along the waterfront. He's shielded from everything behind him, even if somebody were to potentially look out a window, possibly maybe be laying down in one of their cars. You feel comfortable with where you're currently at, and you see Frank take off at a breakneck speed, just running 15, 20 feet directly out. You got him fairly close. And kicking off and just leaping 30, 35 feet over into the water before there's a huge splash and the side door is left open with you.
Okay. I will drive. Stop. Can I reach back and shut the door? Can I reach that far?
It's a big guy.
He is a big guy. If you lean the chair back, I would say yes. Like if you lean the back of the seat back.
Yeah, the chair's probably pushed back as far as it'll go anyway.
That's fair. You're just like you're straining, and let's put it this way: you can't get your arm between the side and the door to reach it, so you actually lean around the back and grab it.
Okay, and I'll pull the door to, or pull the door shut, and then carry on driving for a bit, make a big loop around, and come back, keeping an eye out for Frank or Pete.
Okay. That being said, before we touch on Frank's fate, Pete, what are you up to?
Gonna make my way sort of roughly back towards them. It's obvious there's no one about. But still keeping me wits about in case anyone happens to stroll across. But making my way towards roughly where the van is.
They have been working for a little bit trying to discern the best spot to do this at. And as you come around the corner, you don't see anything. You see the van kind of driving a little bit further down, but what you hear is a very loud, like, impact splash in the river. And looking over, you see some of the water still coming down. Like this was a very large impact,
Okay.
particularly forceful. But you see the van just driving further down. And then it slowly does a loop in one of the car parks towards the inn and starts to come back towards where you are.
Okay, I sort of glance around into the river just to see what's going on, because that's a little bit more of a thing than I would have expected. I didn't see anything. Okay.
There's nothing.
Okay.
Frank. The smile. Frank. Give me a... Oh dear. What would this be? If you can do them combined intelligence wits, I believe that they permit you to on this new sheet.
Yeah.
We'll put the DC at 1. It's just a recollection roll for you.
Oh, no. Do it again. I did that wrong. Wits plus intelligence.
It's just raking your mind through things that you suddenly recalled about water from Gardner. That's all you needed. 1 of 1. You remember the gardener mentioning something about water and being cautious around it?
Sink.
As your... Yes. As
Yeah.
your... Yeah.
That's what he's relying on.
Do you remember the other part of that?
No.
Swimming doesn't quite work.
No, that's why he's relying on sinking.
Okay. No, I'm just making certain, like, it's clicking in his head. I knew what you were going for.
Yeah. He's relying on the fact that he's going to sink because he's not going to be able to swim in the way that he's used to as a person. So he needs to be in contact with the floor to be able to walk back.
Yep.
That's not a concern for it. Like, maybe that appears in his head, but that's not a concern for him. Like, he knows he's trying to take advantage of his condition rather than think of it as a curse.
No, that's perfect. That is perfect. I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah.
Give me a moment to do a little bit of math.
7.
It's going to be 7. So it's 7. See, she's like, it's like the angelic side of it, and then you hear that laugh, and it's just pure evil.
No, I'm concerned.
Well, so are we now.
For context, the Mississippi River is...
It's up to 200 feet deep in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted it as far out as possible, because I want that body to go down real deep.
It's gonna go really deep.
It's gonna go really deep.
Oh Lord, catfish never stop growing.
That's handy because I'm hungry again.
Okay. So the good news is, the good news is you're not a gas-filled space any longer. So the water pressure technically affects you a bit differently now. And you don't have to worry about decompression sickness.
True.
Oh. Dude. Okay. So we will go about this in this manner. I've roughly confirmed the deepest depth for the Mississippi River in this portion.
Mm-hmm.
as you have jumped about 35, 40 feet off of the wharf, you sink down gradually. I say gradually, it feels gradual, but you can tell that there is a rush of water, and it is quick enough that it is trying to rip the body in your arms out of them. Due to your personal weight, you're able to easily sink, and as the body starts to somewhat take on water, not particularly because he's not inhaling, but once it starts to become waterlogged, it is easier as it sinks with you. There's still some resistance. And this goes on at least half a minute until your feet touch the bottom. You can't see anything where you currently are.
I imagine there's going to become a point where Frank's going to think, this is deeper than I thought this was going to be.
Yes.
Like, I don't think he's going to panic because he hasn't got to breathe, he ain't got to worry about it. But like, he's like, yeah, maybe I miscalculated this.
So I would say that you're probably at a depth of about 90 feet right now.
Okay.
Your feet are on the bottom.
Yeah.
You can tell that the body is still buoyant where you are. And you can tell that, excuse me, the ground underneath your feet isn't necessarily perfectly smooth. You can tell it's not particularly man-made. That
Good.
maybe if you go closer towards the wharf, it is. You imagine it likely is in some areas over there, but where you currently are, there's either debris or something. You're not quite sure it's direct dirt, but it's not just direct cement with algae on it.
Okay.
Hank and Peter, there is nothing on the surface after the splash smooths. You just see gentle rolling water like before.
What did he do?
He jumped in with the body.
Fuck is wrong with him?
I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna wait here. Yeah. If you want to go back with Jules, I can meet you back at the club and just let yourself into the garage area. But I'm gonna wait here for him because I don't want him walking back on his own. Because if anything's gonna happen, it's gonna happen to him.
Well, yeah, obviously. Yeah, all right. If you're not back in an hour, we'll
Yeah, sure.
wait longer or something. I don't know.
I imagine when by the time you're saying this, Jules is making another pass around.
Yeah.
You can probably hear the stereo before you see the car.
Yeah, right, well, yeah, if we don't see you in an hour or so, then probably do something about it.
All right.
What's going on?
Make your way over to the car. We're going to leave him to it, because he's fucking jumped in the river.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because reasons.
Didn't we get warned about not jumping in water?
Do you think that he's the most...
Wait, who jumped into the river?
Frank jumped into the river.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Dr. Isaacs, you remember those warnings. You also remember a warning that sometimes old folklore could apply to certain canites, giving them unique aversions. Like running water.
Well, yeah.
Oh, glad to have you back. We thought you were catatonic.
Well, if he would have just listened to me without me using my powers, this could have been avoided.
Oh. Well, come on and jump in, Peter. We'll take you for a ride.
Okay.
Where do you want to go? Or where were we told to go?
We'll head back to the club and we'll give it a bit. If they're not back in an hour or so, then we'll probably come back and I don't
Fish
know,
them out?
maybe.
Peter, how often do the police look into transient disappearances in the city?
Not very much. Don't really care about the homeless people.
Okay.
They're not really tracked. It's difficult to keep an eye on a person who isn't wanted, who's gone missing.
I like to imagine Peter's gotten into the car and Jules is driving back.
I would like to say the backdrop of your return trip is under the boardwalk by the drifters.
Probably.
What a tune.
Yeah.
Jules is bobbing while she's listening. Her head. Probably with a cigarette also while she's driving.
Dr. Isaacs, how are you holding up?
Well, I hope Frank's okay. I appreciate everyone's assistance in the matter. I'll just have to make up for this.
Oh? How so?
I'm not sure yet.
Well, I guess we could like all get together and put our heads together and figure out what you can do to make it up to us.
Oh, to you? I'm not worried about making up to you guys.
Oh, then what were you meaning?
Make it up to the world. Make it up to, you know, set things right.
Okay. Would you like one of my special cigarettes? It might like because it sounds like you smoked one of them already.
I'm okay.
Okay. So how long were we supposed to wait at the club, Peter? About 30 minutes to an hour.
Hour or so. I want to see what's going on.
All right.
So Toasty, I'm giving it 45 minutes for him to drag himself out of the river.
Okay.
And if I take it's about 15 minutes back. I can get back to the club in about 15, yeah?
Depending on traffic and particularly foot traffic in the area, the evening is about midway through. Work is picking up around now, even though
Fine.
it's a weekday. So you would say 15:30.
Okay. I'm going to give him 45 minutes to drag himself out. If he doesn't, I'm just going to head back so that this lot don't come looking for us.
In that situation, Hank, you park Dr. Isaac's van looking out over the waterfront and keep out a keen eye for Frank or any signs thereof. Frank, you have just reached the bottom before they've secured their choices. You
Okay.
had just reached the bottom. Where do you proceed from here?
So once we hit the bottom, I want to test to make sure the body is not going to float away, like the weights are going to do what I need it to do. even at least in the short term. Like this tide's gonna tear this to pieces eventually, but like in the short term, I want to be able to make it stationary at depth.
It is still very buoyant right now because you were not able to find a ton of items to weigh it down with, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, then we'll rely on the tide taking it as far away as possible. That's fine. My next plan is to use the tide. I'm going to basically travel at a diagonal with the tide towards the shore, in the direction of the shore. And Frank's plan is to just walk, using potence if he has to do so, along the bottom of the river until I get to the side and then climb out. Or get eaten by a Macaulay, one or the other. Although, that said, once Frank hits the bottom and realises how dark it is down here, he's got suddenly another plan on where he can live. Because you don't need to worry about light proofing at this depth.
No, you just have to worry about everything else that's awake during the daytime. It's like, flesh.
Yeah, so I'll have a lot of aquatic ghouls to protect me. Awesome.
God damn it. You let go of the body, and it doesn't necessarily just rocket to the surface. It is weighted. It will stay underneath the surface for a bit, but you do know that that is going to rise probably in the next day or two, but it will be on the tide.
If I still have that wire left over, if I can tether it onto something that's more fixed on the bottom to delay the inevitable, that's what I will do.
Okay. Yeah, we can work with that. You do have a bit of free wire. You had foreseen a potential instance because you had discussed maybe tethering it or it getting caught against the wharf itself. I need a wits awareness from you at a 4. Because you are trying to find something to anchor this to out here. Without any... You have no senses about yourself right now. Everything is an echoing sound within water. It's amplified and distorted. 2. You can feel the silt and mud getting kicked up as you walk across the floor, kind of billowing out around you. You've got one hand on one of the bindings of the body, and you're carrying out to your side. You can feel all of those little bits and pieces kind of like sprinkling across your face, and you know are probably getting in your eyes, but you can't tell. And it feels a little bit bad, but it's nothing like when you were human. It's an inconvenience at worst right now.
Like his personal discomfort is really not something he's concerned about. Him getting caked in shit he doesn't care about. If I can't find anything to tether to, then I'll leave it.
No,
in
you're
the
good.
state
I
it
got
is.
distracted by it. Oh god, it was a bad idea looking at chat. Mermaid ghouls.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh. You are permitted to take your time and try again, but you are moving around erratically. You
I mean, no,
aren't
I'm not
necessarily staying where.
fussed. Like if it was something that was there that was easy for me to do so. Like if this plan is going to work, even in the short term, and worst case scenario, if it comes apart, this body's going to shoot off at a high speed along the tide anyway. So even if it does rise to the surface, it's going to come up miles away. I don't really care about that. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work. I'm more interested in walking out, getting out, because realistically, he doesn't know whether the guys are going to wait for him or not. So he wants to kind of walk out and climb out as best he can and see if the guys are waiting for him, because he doesn't want them to have to wait for him. He doesn't want to be an inconvenience to them.
Okay.
Well, perhaps you should have jumped in the fucking river then.
This was a perfectly executed plan.
I have an offer for you, and it's your choice if you take it up. You could give me a percentile, like a D100.
What's the context of this D100, Toasty?
The context of this D100 is you find an object, depending on how well you roll on this D100, is what object you find. Like, if it's... You're clearly bumping around into things down there, it's very easy for you to run your hand across the bottom.
Sure, let's do that.
This is if you find pebbles, if you find a rock, if you find a cinder brick. Like, maybe you found somebody else's dumping ground.
Yes, another body. Cool, I'll just tie it to that one.
Or treasure.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, I'll give you a percentile.
Okay.
Can find the rum.
Pirate treasure.
10s on the first die, units on the second die. 13! Oh no, sorry, 49, my apologies.
You're able to find a decently sized rock. Now give me a... Because you have to do this blind. Dexterity athletics at a 5, because you're trying to tie a knot around this rock with a wire while you can't see. You're having to do everything by feel.
Yeah, no problem. 5 successes, no issue.
5 of 5.
Told ya. Perfectly executed plan.
There you go.
Baby food.
Piece of cake.
By a miracle, you are able to find a rock you think will not necessarily keep this body down for a lengthy amount of time, but will do the job of keeping it here for a time, at least. A couple of days, maybe a week, whatever. It's long enough that it's going to assist in your plan. With that in mind, you get the longest bit of wire that you have, and you loop it through one of the binding loops on the body itself that you've covered with duct tape. Confident that you've done this, you now strike out towards the shore. That being said, did you want to add... You'd already roused for prowess. This is the same scene. You would still be able to add it. Give me athletics and strength with your additional 1 on prowess. Currently, as you try to... You're not going directly in against the flow of the river, but you're...
Question?
Yes.
1 for prowess. I did also rouse for strength as well. Does that also still count?
That does, yes, that does still count.
Beautiful. Well, obviously you haven't told me what the difficulty is, but if it's at 2, it's 6 successes.
You manage to, and it feels like you're picking up your legs or lead weights, essentially, but you do manage to get momentum behind you and start moving towards what you believe is where you jumped from. At this point, because you've been searching, you're completely turned around and you're
Sure.
not fully aware.
But I know what I know which direction the tide was pulling when I entered the water, so I can extrapolate from the direction the tide's going which direction I want to go in at the very least.
Yes. This is going to take you quite some time.
Sure.
The process is difficult and lengthy, and once you start to feel the ground shift upward, very, very gradual beneath you, you eventually come to a support. And you can tell that this is probably one of the supports for the wharf. And you know that the wharf itself was either directly on the water or slightly out over it. It was very much sheer. There was no lead down.
Can I climb it?
You can certainly try.
That's what I will do.
Are you okay? So you're continuing with prowess and strength.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else?
I could fight it. I've got brawl.
I don't think
Grapple.
fight
I've got a specialism in grapple on the. No,
okay, Mulan. give me athletics and strength for this first part of it, and we're going to put that at a 4. And then your second part of this roll is going to be athletics dexterity at a 3.
That's 3. Can I willpower reroll?
Yes.
I'll reroll 3. It was difficulty 4, wasn't it?
Yes.
That's another 2.
You're good. On strength wise, you're good. So you're able to pull your own body weight, which you haven't realized at this point is so heavy with all of the water, up. The next part is the dexterity, which is dexterity athletics at a 3, to make sure that you're able to just consistently climb. It's not necessarily grace, it's finding and maintaining footholds and handholds, since you don't have claws.
This isn't really what this thing was designed for, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, 3.
Fuck's sake.
Perfectly executed plan.
Can I get a wits awareness from Hank? Please.
I know what's going to happen. You know exactly what's going to happen. All
He's
these ridiculous rolls that should never ever be have succeeded.
Well, he didn't run into the gator.
Well, no, he didn't. And then a random
The gator would have been eaten.
He's going to literally see nothing.
You don't finance some wits.
Yeah, sorry, I've got a couple of screens running. It's
I got you, don't worry.
Again. Yeah.
Yes, wits awareness, please.
The wits.
Some wits. What? Fucking hell. Oh, seem to have lost my money on Bitcoin. Jesus Christ.
No, that's a 0. That would be the
Jesus Christ.
the images. A 5. It's been about 30 minutes, Hank. Nothing is going on water-wise. There have been a couple of people that have come out, gotten in their cars, not really paid the van any attention, and driven off. You can tell that their shifts are ending. And then you notice something on the corner of the parking area where you are. The piece of the wharf that juts out a bit further than the rest, where you have enough space to turn around. And on the corner, you see this head pop up. It has algae just caked to it, streaked with mud and silt all over. And there is bits of white kelp. Yes, technically a type of kelp. Hanging off of it as you just watch Frank heft his arm and elbow up over one side and then roll his shoulders, pull his other one up, and then he's like, it's like a child pulling themselves out of the swimming pool for the first time.
Okay.
And he is essentially being held down by the weight of the stuff that he has literally just strength walked through all the way here.
Okay. I will drive the van up towards him and open the back doors or the side doors.
As
he's
he's
not sitting in the front with me.
As he's driving, you'll probably see him take his shirt off, wring it out, and then use it to wipe the larger parts of the detritus off of his body. Briefly think about putting it back on again, and just launch out into the river. And then it'll come traipsing up, big wet
How did this
footsteps.
work? Oh yeah, you are sludge. You are Sludge Man right now.
I am Swamp Thing.
You are Swamp Thing. You are Sludge Man right now.
He, without complaining, he'll walk up to the van, get in the back, slide the door closed, drop down onto the bed. I go, all right.
And Hank will put the car into gear and head off back to the club.
With that, we will. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, hopefully get in there before they come looking.
with that, we will jump over to the club. Peter, Dr. Isaacs, Jules, the three of you arrive at the 500. It's quite a busy night. Business is going well. Do you pull around to the garage in the back, Jules?
Yeah, she will. She remembers to not, go into the front and everything.
Mm-hmm. You pull around back. You're able to easily park the car inside of the garage after somebody gets out to open the doors for you. And shut them again after. What do the three of you get up to in the next roughly hour and a half?
Not a lot, to be honest. Just
yeah.
kind of watching people, seeing if there's anything dodgy going on.
Mm-hmm.
We basically chill.
Yeah.
There are like a very well worn set of cards here. There's probably a couple of board games that either got tossed out or somebody at work brought and then left because they never came back because they got let go or something. Things that generally get left, forgotten, or no longer used inside of the 500 kind of migrate over here to the garage. So it's an amalgamation of items.
I think I will take that special cigarette now.
Oh, sure. She'll hand you one of her special cigarettes. There you go. Want to play cards?
Sure.
Okay. She'll get out a deck of cards and, shuffle them and start dealing everybody. And
The
start playing
three of
poker.
you, yes. The three of you over the next hour and a half play a number of hands of poker. Would anybody like to make wagers?
I have money. And blood.
Oh, okay. Let's play for blood then.
No, that's such a fucking stupid idea.
Yeah, that's true. Let's play for money then.
You don't want to play for sharing powers?
You don't want to share with us your ability to turn into a shit dog? Puffed on the cigarette.
Wow!
You will never have that ability from me. Wow.
Can't get a second hand either. It's gotta be a direct source.
Jules now like $5 if it puts in. There you go.
For those wondering why we're all laughing so terribly, not only was that a great burn, but we have had it shared. He needs aloe vera for that burn.
I think he needs to make a frenzy check to avoid that burn.
Oh.
Actually, how much does the shit dog comment get to Peter at this point?
It's now gotten to the point where it doesn't bother him in the slightest. Because everyone keeps going on about it. It's like, oh yeah, well, whatever, for fuck's sake.
You miss one jump one time.
Yeah, exactly. I do everything else great. I nearly shoot someone in the back of the head and they didn't even know I was there.
Yeah.
But this one time,
you missed one jump one time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We didn't know you were almost able to shoot someone in the back of the head.
We talked about it.
But I saw it miss the jump.
What to point out? We remember how well Dr. Isaacs also handled the situation, right?
Hey.
We're just
talking about me here.
We're just fixating on the dog.
The selfish dog, yes.
Jules will light up another cigarette.
You can share with
and
me. I can share with you. You know,
Jules
you
is
can learn
rolling
to
another cigarette as this is going on.
move your nose around and stuff.
Nah, you're right.
Oh yeah, you
No.
remember he adjusted his ears.
He wasn't there technically for that. It was before his character was introduced.
He's giving you a very confused look.
Let's put a pin in that, shall we?
Jules remembers though. Jules was like, "Can I do that?"
yeah, can I do that?
I remember what you were testing.
Jules is just looking at her cards, like fooling around with them. She's just like, la 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 la. I have no care about shit dog or the other shit.
Wow. No, Jules, you're feeling pretty good right now. Okay. And so an hour and a half of rabble rousing passes. Good company. You hear the motor of Dr. Isaac's van idle outside of the garage door.
Oh, it's back.
Do you think a gator got him?
No, probably a catfish if anything.
Want to make a little wager that he's okay?
I'm sure he's fine.
Okay, no wager.
No wait.
Okay.
I will say it's more or less draws depending on what you're playing with for the time being. If you would like to get the upper hand on some of the card games that you did play in the meantime, I would say Composure and Subterfuge. If you're attempting to lie about your hand. Insight and Wits. If you're trying to read someone.
What's the
DC would be based off the manipulation. Otherwise, it's base 2.
I'm gonna lie, so I'm just gonna put it at 2.
Okay, so we're just looking for your successes if you're trying to do subterfuge and composure. Anybody trying to read Jules, it is exceptionally difficult.
To be fair, I'm not even gonna fucking bother.
You could try.
What was the role? Insight and what?
Wits.
Yeah, no. just no.
You're a cop.
Yeah, with 2 dice in that.
They get back and both.
I'll let you have this one. How about insight intelligence?
Okay, 3 dice then.
They get back, both Peter and also Dr. Isaacs are like naked, and Jules is like, I won!
With Dr. Isaacs like to attempt to do insight and wits. It's versus DC 5.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, you guys get
Good
back
effort.
and Jules has cleaned house. The other gentlemen are in various states of undress, though still modestly covered. Who opens the garage door out of Hank and Frank? Or does somebody else in the group?
Hank opens the door, wanders in, and finds a seat before Swamp Thing follows him in.
Frank, you are left in the van in the alleyway with the garage door open, facing the side doors of the van.
Okay, so Frank will get out. He'll kick his boots off outside the garage because, like, this is someone else's home, so he wants to be respectful.
Mm-hmm.
He will walk in.
There were towels in the back, by the way.
Oh, were they? Oh, he'll dry himself off as best he can, kick his boots off, walk into the garage, nod at them, and drop his jeans, just toss them out into the alleyway.
You're just joining the rest of the club right now.
I
Well, he
didn't
doesn't
even.
he doesn't really care at this point. He's caked in shit. So he just like why he may have cleaned himself off with the towel. Like the jeans are ruined, so they'll get tossed out into the alleyway, and he'll take the towel and kind of wrap it around himself.
Oh yeah, Doc, Ivan's in a terrible state.
What do you mean?
Well, look at him. He's been in the back of it.
Dr. Isaacs, you can see just past him into the back of your van, and there've been some incidences in that van, and it has never looked this bad. Ever. But the vials look like they're okay. Dirty, but okay. Also, those towels, never getting clean again.
No, those towels are living at the garage now. Did he say that he sat on the bed?
Yes.
The bed's getting donated to the garage now.
The garage doesn't want it.
He doesn't have a bed.
Bonus. Nice, thanks. So, Doc, gonna need some new jeans and some new boots.
Okay.
There's Goodwill. That's cool.
Okay. Do you want to discuss whatever you were trying to tell me whenever I got here right now, or do you want me to get him dressed first?
Oh yeah.
Hank?
Huh?
So
you were trying to tell me something when I got here, but then we got a little sidetracked. Do you want to go over that now, or do you want me to help him out first?
We've got a couple of nights to lie low until Elysium. That was it, really.
Okay. Small issue, other than the obvious one. Do you guys know what a boon is?
It's like a favor.
Hank, you would have an idea. Yeah, Peter,
Yes,
you too.
It's kind of like a favor that you owe them.
Okay, it's not a big deal though.
Who do you owe a boon to?
I just ran into this guy at the library, and apparently it's his territory, which is not unexpected, apparently, but unexpected because I've been there for years and I've never ran into any of them. But anyway.
You now owe this random a favor, yeah?
Yeah, because I trespassed.
The sooner we all get presented to the city, the less stressful this is going to be moving around in the city.
Okay.
If needs to, we'll just take them outside and beat the ever-loving shit out of them until you don't owe them a favour anymore.
I know a great place to put a body.
I bet you do.
He I don't know if we can take him.
Oh wait, we can eat him, right? You're talking about a vampire, right? We can eat him.
As you're talking, Jules will be like dealing both Hank and Frank in.
Yeah.
I think Frank will absentmindedly sit down and start playing.
Do you also pass them the special cigarette?
Yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure they are doing the puff pass.
Yeah.
Nah, Frank's not doing that. Frank doesn't need any mind-altering substances. He's already mind-altered.
I'm not sure about.
Yeah. Perfectly sane.
Okay, so has everyone found where they're staying for now? Of
No.
course, thank you, Frank.
I'm temporarily staying here, helping out, doing the place up, but I'm going to be looking for my own place because I don't want to be under Hank's feet. Sorry.
I think it's beneficial if we know where each other are staying until Elysium.
I'm staying here, so...
Quite like the docks, actually. I might go down there.
You can go and spend some time with the Little Mermaid.
I'm living at my home.
Well, I'm gonna write down the address of my apartment and hand it to the group if they want to share theirs, and we can kind of, you know.
I think we need to have some way, either like we all meet up at a certain point in time, or we have some way to be able to contact everyone. Because if we're all living at various different places around, and we all need to get in touch with everyone, it's not as if we got like these things that we can just press a button and everyone knows what's going on.
I found this this nice little cafe I'm planning on going and visiting in the evenings, like in the early part of the night. Maybe we can meet up there in the early part of the night for a bit and then go do whatever we want to do afterwards.
Or maybe meet there at, I don't know, just after we wake up.
Yeah.
First
Head down there, meet up, have a chat. If we need to do something together.
That's the same one that you had the incident at? Okay.
Yeah. That's what I wrote to you about.
Yep. That works for me.
Sure, I think I know where that place is. Also, by the way, I want to introduce you to my husband, so...
Frank will look around.
Not now, silly goose.
Oh.
Yeah, that's where I'm staying. He's in the business, so I figured he would be a good, mortal contact and everything.
He's food too.
What business is that?
The legal kind. So, you know.
Ah. What kind of stuff?
Drugs,
Anything that requires heavy lifting or heavy hitting.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of that.
Has he got any work going? Because these materials are cheap.
Probably. I mean, well, I can probably find you something to do. I mean, when I was taken and put in the box, you know, we usually just find tourists and then roll them. So, you know.
Yeah. I could do that.
Yeah. Just don't eat them right yet.
Tonight?
Yeah, we can meet him tonight if you want to meet him tonight. He can't smell like shit, though.
Well, he does.
Do you have like a shower here, Hank?
We're in a garage. Like, I've been here 2 nights. I haven't had a chance to put a full-on suite in yet.
Water hose?
No, a water hose.
Yeah, we've got a hose at the back. We can hose them down a bit.
You know, sometimes you can go by the hardware store and get the spray nozzle.
I've been here 2 nights. I haven't had a chance to do that yet.
Get
Actually,
some lava soap or Dove.
Frank. Yes, V. Frank, I mean, they're being sarcastic and a little antagonistic, but it's giving you an idea. You know what the idea it's giving you?
What?
Put some holes in one of those sheets of metal that you don't need to use right now and make a makeshift shower.
I wonder where you were going with that then. Okay.
All you have to do is prop it up. And you can run the hose over the top of it and just let the water go through there.
That's true. He'll put his cards down and go and pick up his tools and a bit of metal and start working on that in his towel.
Okay, and while you do that, I'll go get you some clothes. And soap and maybe a little bit of cologne.
Alright, over. Just jeans is fine. Jeans and boots.
What are your sizes?
In the alleyway.
Yeah. Big.
About
What's the sizes? I'm really tempted to just go, like, drop the towel that big.
damn it.
Actually, I've got tools, haven't I? Okay, drop the towel, take out measuring tape, and start taking measurements.
Thorough, if nothing else.
Jules will just start looking at her cards. Ah.
I guess I do kind of owe you guys a favor now for helping me out. I could elongate that if you need that done.
Hey, we don't do that stuff. That's not for us.
I mean, with my abilities.
No, we don't do them favor stuff. That's not for us, that's for them.
Okay.
We look after each other. We don't do favors. We don't hold stuff over each other.
I appreciate that.
Right.
Jules will
with that,
peek up now the cards like.
Just imagine he's standing right next to her.
She's like the cards
Jules
up
is just a full moon out tonight.
Like you'll see like the cards and then you see her eyes look a little bit. Especially when he said I could fix that for you. And she's like, and do you see the cards go back up?
And
If he just turned round really quickly. Oh, sorry about your cards there, Jules.
No, my eye.
With that, we will pick up with Dr. Isaacs making the trek over to the Salvation Army to grab some clothes for Frank next time.
Okay.
And I'm going to wrap that here tonight because my fever's starting to come back, and I know that we have some other people not feeling the best right now. Sorry for a shorter session. Thank you, everyone, for showing up and playing. Everybody, of course. I did not anticipate that to work, nor you to surface, but thank you for listening, and stay tuned for our next episode.